Good evening. You're live with Lee, and this is Eve's TV. Remember, Eve is the woman that excels, the woman that is virtuous, and also the woman that is established in Christ. Hello. Today is going to be a small topic, but it's going to be pretty much a big topic, and I'm going to touch on open relationships and how that came about. Night before last, if I can remember, I was watching the Monique show, and her show that particular night was more so on adult content, and reason being because she had Mr. Marcus on there, who is a world-renowned black porno star, and then you had this love couple by the name of Carl and Kenya Stevens and her gynecologist. And I want to more expound a little bit about Carl and Kenya. And they have this company, I believe, that's called Juju Mama. And Juju Mama, well, Juju, which is what Kenya says is French, Juju, I think I said it right, and it means magic. So it's basically a magical woman, magic woman producing magic, you know, and there's so many ways that you can interpret magic, just magical. But anyhow, so what really struck me interesting about them, I mean, I really like their concept. Their major concept, or two of their major concepts that I really enjoyed. One, evolving themselves as the woman, as the man, basically knowing their roles in their marriage, and also touching on their sexuality in their marriage. And basically what they did is tapped into tantra or however you want to pronounce it, and I'm cool with that. And another part, I mean, even though they don't advocate it, but it worked for them, is this open relationship. And that's where they pretty much lost me, and I will tell you why they lost me with that. But touching back on the first part of it, she made the comment that their marriage was really just a bad marriage, and which I thought it took a lot of guts to do that, but it had to be necessary to take the responsibility of what part you were doing and failing in the marriage in order to move on and make it better. And what she said, something else that really stuck out to me, she said they wanted to show their children an example of a healthy relationship. Their kids, I guess, have seen so much bad of communication with mom and dad, but they wanted to turn their relationship around really for them. And I guess in lieu, it turned around for the couple as well. And they do keep their kids from their private lives, but they just wanted to show their children that you can have a healthy marriage, and they really just wanted to show that, and they had to change themselves. Kenya made the comment is that their roles for one were actually mixed up. She said even though she was the woman, but she took on the male role, and that is basically out of order. And he took on the female role, I guess, being a little bit more passive or what have you, because I was watching one of their videos, and she was saying she really wanted him to take charge, but because he didn't have that take charge mentality, or what have you, it put her in a position where she had to do so. And so she said she had to really, she don't use submit, but she said she had to learn how to surrender. And Monique made the comment, she said, well, it's not a curse to say submit, and I definitely agree with that. She said, because that's what God commands a wife to do, is submit. And I just feel that anything, a sidebar, this is a sidebar, anything that God commands, give order, tell you, and what have you, is definitely not a curse. I think that right there is just more so a mental thing for women. When they hear the word submit, they just lose their mind. But anyway, back to really the topic at hand. So, I mean, they're a really cute couple, and like I said, I've been watching their videos and what have you, and their philosophy, I mean, I really dig, because I do know that, like my pastor said, you can't continue to do the same thing and expect change. And then they also tapped into the part where, yeah, and as you see, I have an interrupter while I'm doing my video, right? Okay, but anyhow, that was my daughter. And so then it talked on about this tantric or tantra. Now, tantra is supposed to be succumbing to this orgasm without physical contact, in a sense. Is, for what I understand, you're supposed to be able to use the energy within your body that give you this explosive high, this explosive orgasm, really for him and her to learn how to skill, learn how to tweak it, and just take their sexual intimacy to another level. See, I'm all about that. I have no problem with that, none whatsoever. And for what I understand, and from the videos that I looked at, it's not something that happens overnight. You do have practices, and as you know, practice makes perfect. And why I really like them, because they look like us. And what I mean by that, you don't see too many, or if there are many people out there who are black couples that enter tantra, you don't know them, you know. So I think it's helping black couples, married couples, take their intimacy to another level, and it's okay. The taboo thing, like, you know, Kenya mentioned, you know, sex is a bad thing. Don't you think about no sex? And she made a comment, like, she said, especially for young girls, if young girls are like really attractive, they was the ones that were labeled as being fast. And in a sense that she need to sit her fast A down and blah, 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 blah. Well, you got to think about attraction. People like attraction. So you can't help how you look, and then the opposite sex find you to be attractive. You know, it's all how that maturity of that young lady or that young man handle themselves and handle themselves appropriately. Now, let's talk about the open relationship. They said that you have to really be grounded in your relationship to be open. And what is open doesn't necessarily mean that they have to sexually engage with another person that they met. But it instead of oppressing the feeling, from what her husband says, that he suppressed his feelings because he may have been attracted to another woman, not necessarily sexually, but he just wanted to be attracted to another woman and probably just wanted to engage in conversation, but was afraid to, in fear of, you know, because that's just something they say you just don't do. You don't talk to no other woman, you don't talk to no other man when you married, and this, that, and so on and the other. And I guess they're saying, you know, and if sex comes in part with it, I guess there again you have to be okay. Now this is where I feel like when you're treading on dangerous ground. Even if you all have this solid relationship, you allow this entity into your relationship, into your intimacy. First of all, you already imprinted a soul bond, okay? You don't know what I feel, a spirit of transfer that they have dealt with. You don't know what can of worms that you're really opening. You know what I'm saying? So that person may bring some form of adversary into the relationship that you weren't even expecting. So why take the chance? If you're going through all of this to make your sexual intimacy this, doesn't sound, otherwise share it. And then I also look at, aren't you contradicting what God says? Yes, I said it. To me, that's undermining what he said. He said that sex is for the husband and the wife, not the husband and the woman that you meet at the coffee shop or the man that you meet in the grocery store. He said that he'd rather for you to be married than to fornicate. She said, because I don't know how you look at it. If you're a single person and having sex before you're married, you're fornicating. If you are married and having sex with another partner, I don't care how many colors or spins you put on it, you're advocating